the Penguins on the attack, and the puck dumped in behind the net. Marcel Goc looked for it. He didn't find it. Gets over to the near wall, and the Jets try to get it out, but it's held in by Arcobello. Arcobello playing with Goc and Downey. And you can bet that if Byfuglien moves up, somebody's going to be covering under Paul Maurice. Here's Chris Letang closing in, shooting in the save by Pavelec. Loose puck. Oh, Pavelec got over, scrambled over to prevent Perron from finishing it off. And he just could not finish the play going to the net. And now the Jets on the attack at the other end. It was Bo Bennett who went to the net.
Trying to take advantage of Byfuglien, who was thinking offense there. And a little set play for the Jets.
Now it's Spaulding with it. Into the middle for Perron, coming to the goal. He shoots and he missed the goal. Boy, Perron getting himself free too. Here's Peluso with it now, and he gave it away to Zach Sill, who's able to drag it back out to center ice. Now Bogosian gave it away. And, oh my goodness, that was a good chance there for Adams, and Pavelec just got back to stop the shot for Craig Adams.
And they're liking his calculated game this year. They've insulated him a little bit better, and he had a great opportunity.
This is Perron again. Perron dangling, scores! He centered it right in front, drilled into the net by Nick Spaulding. Spaulding gets his first goal in 14 games, and it's a 1-0 Pittsburgh lead.
Well, Perron has really picked up the slack here. We talked about guys having to step up, and Perron has been quick, visible, every opportunity. Another stretch pass for the Penguins. Letang to Hornqvist, or to Perron, and when he put that to the front of the net, you could see Spaulding went there. I wasn't sure if he got the stick on it or Bo Bennett hit it as well. They may have both got it.
Adam Lowry, an interesting story, a son of Dave Lowry, 6'5". There's a shot now by Adams, and a blocker save made. Rebound, Martin, a drive, and that one deflected wide of the goal. Here's Nick Spaulding. He's flying tonight. Spaulding pulls up, looks back. Kunitz with a shot. It's off a leg wide. Dupre gets to the puck. He looked for a spot there. He assumed someone was there, and nobody was home, and it was Kane coming back now for the Jets. Shooting, and a save by Grace. The rebound loose. Trouba came to the net and tried to jam one in. Lowry was there as well, but the puck stayed out. Bortuzzo with it. He risks it in deep. Bogosian there. Kunitz trying to reach around him to get to the puck. Now Thorburn sends it out for Perreault. Out in center. And it's Lowry now coming down the wing. Lowry backhands it to the goal, and Grace makes the save. Out on the right wing now for Matt Halischuk, and he'll direct it up into the Penguin zone. Giveaway here. Sherratt with a shot save. Rebound Halischuk. And blocked by Marcel Goc, who knocks Halischuk down as the two of them converged on the puck. Little dropped it off right onto the stick of Brandon Sutter. Sutter, beautiful pass into the middle to Dupre. Dupre closing in. He shot it. It was blocked by Trouba, and then Dupre got to it and centered it. Right past Pavelec, but nobody home in front. Jets are back at full strength, and it's Adam Lowry on the left wing. He's got Thorburn going to the net. He scores. Chris Thorburn just driving to the goal. Steered it over Thomas Greiss. He just got out of the penalty box, and he scores to tie the game at 1.
It kind of reminds you a little bit of Downey. Not quite, but Downey came out of the box in Winnipeg, scored a goal. Now Thorburn, the ex-Penguin, he comes out of the box, beard and all, and there's kind of a 2-on-2, if you will, but he's able to just get by Chris Kunitz, who was out there at the end of that extended power play, and Thorburn was a little fresher, was able to drive down that slot. Great feed there. And
see the talent that he brings against Pittsburgh, that he's on the third line. Byfuglien just fanned on a chance, going right down the slot. Byfuglien brings it up top, finds Kane. Slater, a shot off the goalpost. Grace kept it out of the net. He's looking for it, and it's taken by Hornqvist and cleared out of danger. And the Jets just seem to be playing with a lot more verve in their game, and now centering pass off the stick of Wheeler. Here's Bogosian with it. He tried to get it to the net. Turning and shooting is Wheeler, and the save made by Grace. And the rebound in on net by Little, I believe, on the backhand, and the save made by Thomas Greiss. Slater bumps Adams. Now the puck comes to Dupre, who finds Scuderi. Into the middle now for Craig Adams into the Winnipeg zone. Drop pass, and a shot by Andrew Ebbett is stopped with a blocker of Pavelec. Ebbett again now to Scuderi. To Ebbett, and a wrister steered away easily. And it's Perreault dropping it off. Shot by Kane is stopped by Grace. Kane has it again. Evander Kane out to the point, and the shot by Trouba. He scores. He rattled that one in off the goalpost. Jacob Trouba with a rocket from way out by the blue line has given the Jets a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, on the 4-on-4 situation, after One chance by Kane. Byfuglien started the play behind the Penguins net once again, but Trouba right out there. There's Byfuglien. He's a defenseman, acting like a forward, and then Kane shuffles it back to Trouba, and through a screen, you could see it went right by Patrick Hornquist. It went right by Robert Bortuzzo and the glove of Greiss in behind the netminder, and that's what he's got to look at right there.
Jets 6-0-1 in their last 7, despite missing Jacob Trouba, one of their better players. This is his second game back after missing 16 with an injury. And you can see why he's so valuable to them. That was a great shot. Here's a shot by Andrew Ebbets, stopped by Pavlik. This comes ahead with Ehrhoff, 2-on-2. Looks for Ehrhoff going to the net, but Byfuglien had him tied up. One thing about Byfuglien, as Bob mentioned earlier, he was a forward and he is a D, so he's got a unique perspective on how to play the game. Here's Spalling with it now, shooting, and a good glove save there by Pavlik. He's just able to get the glove on it, moves it out to the point. Taken there by Adams, and over to Scuderi's shot, and that hit a man in front. Loose in the slot, still pinballing around. Ebbets trying to get a hold of it. Halischuk goes down. Adams with a shot, and he kind of fanned on it, and it took off on him over the goal. Now taking it in his own zone is Perron. And Bogosian shoots it. It hits the side of the net. Scuderi over to play it. And he gave it right to Adam Lowry. In the slot, a shot by Kane was blocked by Dupre. And it's lifted by Marcel Gottsch out to center, taken by Steve Downey. Downey has a man driving to the net, Arcobello. Instead, he finds Letang, a shot. Save made, rebound, score! Steve Downey buries the rebound.
Jets wanted too many men on the ice. Call here. Letang jumped on the ice a little bit early, just enough to get himself free. There's Dupre coming off. There's Letang touching the puck. He got a good head start. I got to give him that much. And Letang coming off the bench for Dupre is able to put it off the pads for Downey, and Downey puts in the rebound. The Penguins score with 4.6 left.
And we'll be on the air again Friday night from New Jersey. Shot by Lowry, scores. Adam Lowry rifles one in off the post. Yep. And boy, he was in good scoring position when he let that shot go.
Well, this is really interesting. Kane floated it up in the air like a quarterback. Thorburn played it with his glove, was able to knock it down. The Penguins gave him enough time to knock it down and play the puck. Here's the high flip. Watch Thorburn. He flags it down. It would have been great to see the Penguins stand up on Thorburn right away so he could not play the puck. They back off, and the puck ends up onto the stick of Lowry, and he snaps it by that screen. Look at the flex in the stick. Wow.
Here's Bo Bennett. He dumps the puck to the corner, and Arcobello in after it. Let it go through. Here comes to Paul Martin. Back for Arcobello. Up the wall now for Hornquist. Hornquist to the puck. Shoots it. Gets away by Pavlik. Letang lugs it to center ice. He moves it to the right side of Perron, who drops it off to Kunitz. Now to Letang, closing in. He shoots it in the save. Made rebound, score! Perron somehow jammed it in.
Referees are going to talk about this, guys. The puck may have been underneath Pavlik. As Perron went in there, the referee at the goal line called it a goal. The referee up at center ice said, hey, that puck might have been underneath the netminder. Let's take a look at this. Letang with a hitch and a shot. Now where's the puck? It's between the legs of Pavlik, and Perron plays to the whistle, and he just comes in there with the pickle stabber and jams it in behind Pavlik.
And then he took a beating from Trouba after he scored.
They're going to want to know, did he just push the goaltender's pads in? Did he touch the puck?
Bogosian looked to pass the puck to the left wing to Wheeler, who's been kind of quiet tonight. Now Little hopping into the Penguins zone. Good shot, and a blocker save made by Greiss.
Another power play opportunity. Perron just scored one.
That might be a penalty that Paul Maurice is willing to take. He wants his team to be physical. Centering pass, center, it goes in! Deflected into the doorstep by Hornquist. And the Penguins lead at 4-3. It's a power play goal. And so much for that penalty being one that Paul Maurice would like.
That didn't take very long. Great transition for the Penguins. Take a look how they get back on side with speed. Everybody curling, get to the line, take the hit to make the play. And once again, Pavlik unable to seal things off as that puck rides up the stick, over his shoulder, down his back.
In the puck at 108 miles an hour was Shea Weber. He did keep it low, as Zdeno Chara has done in the past. And he's won that contest. A lead pass for Hornquist, reaching around Sherratt, shooting, and a save by Pavlik. And he just got a piece of that. Arcabella moved it into the middle, taken by Marcel Goc. Goc shoots it. A good save by Pavlik as he backed Trouba up, and then another turning shot. The prey is stopped by Pavlik. The one player who's so dangerous is Blake Wheeler. We haven't seen much from him tonight. Kunitz swept it aside. Now Wheeler with a shot and a save made by Greiss. And Letang moves it up the wing and it's taken by Kunitz, and he banks it ahead to center. And it's taken away by the Jets. Now Pavlik skating to the bench. He goes off and they get the extra attacker on. As the puck comes right to the stick of Letang. And Letang will hang on to it, move it along for Paul Martin. And he'll send it up the wing, and Hornquist is the only man up ice. He's going to go get it. Hornquist trying to dump it in, and he does! Patrick Hornquist shuts the door